Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into a world many of us grew up with, a world brimming with incredible creatures and unforgettable adventures. Pokémon. We all know Pikachu, Charizard, and the iconic Pokeball. But what if I told you there are layers of fascinating, often overlooked, details woven into the very fabric of this beloved franchise? Get ready to have your mind blown, because we're about to uncover some truly unknown facts about Pokémon that will change the way you see your favorite monsters forever. Let's start with the very beginnings. Did you know that the original inspiration for Pikachu wasn't just a cute rodent? Creator Satoshi Tajiri was inspired by his childhood hobby of collecting insects in Japan. He wanted to translate that thrill of discovery and the idea of collecting creatures into a video game. Pikachu, with its electric powers and undeniable charm, became the perfect ambassador for this concept. And speaking of Pikachu, its name isn't just a random sound. Pika is the sound of electricity in Japanese onomatopoeia, and Chu is the sound a mouse makes. Simple, yet brilliant. Now, let's talk about some of the more peculiar Pokémon. Take, for instance, Voltorb and Electrode. These spherical Pokémon resemble Pokeballs, and it's often assumed they're just mimicking them. However, the lore suggests the opposite. Pokeballs were actually designed to resemble Voltorb and Electrode because they were so common in the wild. Imagine encountering a wild Voltorb and thinking, wow, that looks just like the ball I used to catch Pokémon. It's a fun twist on the usual narrative. Ever wondered about the sheer variety of Pokémon? There are now over 1,000 different species, each with unique designs and abilities. But did you know that some Pokémon were almost entirely different? For example, Raiden was originally intended to be the very first Pokémon ever created. Its design, with its powerful build and horn, was meant to be the ultimate starter. While it didn't end up being the first, it holds a special place in Pokémon history as the pioneer of creature design. Let's delve into some evolutionary quirks. Many Pokémon evolve through leveling up, but some have more unusual requirements. For example, Eevee, the evolution Pokémon, has a remarkable 7 different evolutions, each triggered by different conditions, stones, friendship levels, even specific times of day. This adaptability was a core concept from the start, representing the diverse possibilities within nature. But did you know that in the original Red and Blue games, there was a glitch that allowed players to evolve Eevee into a Dragon-type Pokémon? This was never intended, but it highlights the experimental nature of early game development. Consider the legendary Pokémon. These are often depicted as incredibly rare and powerful beings. Mew, the mythical Pokémon, is famously elusive. In the original games, Mew was never officially obtainable through normal gameplay. It was intended to be a special event Pokémon, but a famous glitch allowed players to encounter and catch it. This scarcity, and the rumors surrounding Mew only added to its mystique, making it one of the most sought-after Pokémon of all time. Let's explore the world of Pokémon types. We have fire, water, grass, electric, and many more. But did you know that the concept of types wasn't always so fleshed out? In the very early stages of development, the idea was much simpler, with fewer elemental distinctions. The intricate type matchups we know today, like water being super effective against fire, were developed to create strategic depth and balance in battles. It's a testament to how much thought went into making the gameplay engaging. Think about the regions. Kanto, Johto, Hoenn. Each region has its own distinct geography and culture. But did you know that the regions are often inspired by real-world locations? Kanto is based on the Kanto region of Japan, including Tokyo. Johto draws inspiration from the Kansai region, and Hoenn is loosely based on Japan's Kyushu Island. This grounding in reality gives the Pokémon world a sense of place and familiarity, even with its fantastical elements. Now, let's talk about some of the more obscure Pokémon. Take a noun, the mysterious letter-shaped Pokémon. These Pokémon are said to hold ancient secrets and are often found in ruins. Their design is directly inspired by the alphabet, and their presence in the games often hints at a deeper, more complex lore than initially meets the eye. Did you know that each noun has a unique symbol? And when they gather in specific formations, they can unlock hidden messages or even alter reality within the game's narrative. It's a subtle but powerful aspect of the Pokémon universe. Consider the concept of shiny Pokémon. These are incredibly rare, alternate-colored versions of existing Pokémon. The chance of encountering a shiny Pokémon is incredibly low, making them highly prized by collectors. But did you know that the very first shiny Pokémon ever implemented in the games was the red Gyarados in the Lake of Rage event in Pokémon Gold and Silver? This was a deliberate choice to introduce players to the concept of shinies in a memorable way. Setting the stage for their future rarity and appeal, let's look at some of the Pokémon that have unique battle mechanics. Shedinja, for example, is a bug, ghost-type Pokémon with an incredibly low HP stat. But it possesses a unique ability called Wonder Guard, which makes it immune to all attacks except those that are super effective. This makes Shedinja a fascinating Pokémon to strategize with, as it requires careful team building and tactical play to utilize effectively. It's a prime example of how even seemingly weak Pokémon can have immense potential. Did you know that some Pokémon have connections to real-world mythology and folklore? For instance, the legendary Pokémon like Ninetales and Arcanine are heavily inspired by the Kitsune, a mythical fox spirit from Japanese folklore known for its intelligence and magical abilities. Similarly, Galurk's design and lore are reminiscent of golems from Jewish folklore, animated beings created from inanimate matter. These connections add a rich cultural depth to the Pokémon world. Let's talk about the Pokémon Anim. While the games are the primary source, the Anim has introduced its own unique elements and expanded on the lore. Did you know that Ash Ketchum's iconic hat has undergone subtle design changes throughout the series? These changes often reflect the region he's in or the specific generation of games being promoted. It's a small detail, but it shows the continuous evolution of the franchise. Consider the Pokémon that are based on inanimate objects. Magnemite, for example, is an electric, Steel-type Pokémon that looks like a floating magnet with eyes. Its evolution, Magneton, is a cluster of 3 Magnemite. The idea behind these Pokémon was to explore the concept of artificial life, and how even everyday objects could be imbued with energy and personality. It's a creative way to expand the definition of what a creature can be. Let's touch upon the competitive battling scene. The intricate balance of types, abilities, and movesets in Pokémon battles is a testament to the game's strategic depth. Did you know that certain Pokémon abilities were introduced specifically to counter popular strategies? For example, the ability Mold Breaker allows a Pokémon to ignore the opponent's ability, which can be crucial against Pokémon with defensive abilities like Levitate or Sturdy. This constant evolution of mechanics keeps the competitive scene fresh and exciting. Think about the Pokémon that have unique cry sounds. Each Pokémon has a distinct vocalization, and these sounds are often designed to reflect their personality and typing. For example, a Fire-type Pokémon might have a crackling or roaring sound, while a Water-type might have a splashing or gurgling sound. These auditory cues add another layer of immersion to the Pokémon experience. Did you know that the concept of Mega Evolution was introduced in the 6th generation of games to add a new layer of power and strategy to battles? Mega Evolution temporarily transforms a Pokémon into a more powerful form, often with altered stats and abilities. This mechanic was inspired by the idea of Pokémon reaching their peak potential under specific circumstances, adding a dramatic flair to intense battles. Let's consider the Pokémon that are based on food. Alcremie, for example, is a fairy-type Pokémon that resembles a whipped cream dessert. Its various forms are determined by how it spun during evolution, leading to a delightful array of colors and toppings. This playful approach to creature design showcases the boundless creativity of the Pokémon developers. Finally, let's talk about the enduring legacy of Pokémon. It's more than just a game. It's a global phenomenon that has brought people together for decades. The core message of friendship, perseverance, and the wonder of discovery remains as relevant today as it was when the first games were released. The fact that these creatures, born from imagination and code, have captured the hearts of millions is truly remarkable. I hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into some of the lesser-known facts about Pokémon. It's amazing how much detail and thought goes into creating such a rich and expansive universe. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you found these facts as fascinating as I did, please consider following for more explorations into the worlds you love. Until next time, keep catching 'em all.